Hello everyone, welcome to our live session. So today's agenda will be exploring NLP through Mindsdb and Hugging Face. So Rishikesh, let's straight dive into this. So what is NLP? So
Yeah,
most of you must have heard about natural language processing or NLP. But what exactly is that? Rishikesh, would you like to go ahead with it?
yeah. So particularly if we talk about natural language processing, it's all about the what language do you use? Like as in text. If I, it's all about performing machine learning or deep learning or analytics on the textual context. Okay, understanding it in a more better way. So nowadays, as we see, we are more into the type of a data which is a review data, a textual data, a feedback data. Okay, and from that text we can get to know about a lot of things. If we want to know about whether what is the sentiment of that data, if we don't want to read the whole data and just want to sum up like summarization, or just to understand about the lexicographical structure of that data. Okay, all is being covered under NLP to understand the textual context in a more better way, and can do a more stuff which is not been possible by human being, or which is replicated to human being, as you would have seen chat gpt or another generative pre-trained models. So what it does is it generate text. Okay, it generate context for you. So it all comes under NLP.
Exactly. As Rishikesh has wonderfully explained, NLP is anything you give data, you extract sentiments from it, emotions from it, you summarize it, you take out the information that is very valuable. For example, Bitcoin. So there are many news pertaining about Bitcoin. You can use NLP to get vital news from that Bitcoin and predict what will be the market. Will it be bearish, bullish, or neutral? So there are a lot of tasks that can be performed with the help of NLP. As also he has given example of Chat GPT. So what is Hugging Face exactly? Right. So let's get into that.
Yeah, sure. So now, as we know that we have been explored to a lot of tools in machine learning, whether it's scikit-learn or keras and tensorflow, but there are a space for transformers too. Transformers provide you a pre-trained model, or I will say it's a part of a uh, semi-supervised learning models. Okay, so what is actually Hugging Face? Let's understand that. So Hugging Face is an open source community of machine learning and data science. So machine learning engineer, data science engineer used to put up their projects or share their ideas and like contribute the model which they have made, so that it would be accessible for the others to work on. And also it's like a GitHub for machine learning engineer and data scientists, so that it's purely like about all the data set and all the models there. So how Hugging Face helps a lot in AI community is like, let's say if there is any machine learning engineer, like that individual had built a model and published it on Hugging Face, someone can use that model, can try to fine tune it or improve it for a purpose like that, or can, and that model also can be used to give a structure to any purpose or solve any problem like that. So that's it. That is what Hugging Face is. So why to use Hugging Face? So as I told about that it's a GitHub of machine learning, and it's easy interface. Like it provides a whole of a model hub and data set, and you can just go and navigate. We will go through that. We'll give a quick tour of that. So, and also you will be provided with the what we can say, a code that you can also use, and it's a easy deployment of your model, a community approach for rapid growth, as uh, everything here is like an open source. Okay, so anyone can contribute into that, and it really helps for the support towards the community, AI community. Then fourth is state of art models. So there are some models which are like trained on billions of parameter. Okay, which is not possible for anyone to do like that, um, like as an individual. So they can just use that state of art model. So if I talk about state of art model, as which has been going trending nowadays, is the descendants of GPTs like GPT-J, GPT Neo. They are being trained on 1.3 billion parameters. Okay, and the accuracy, if I talk about, or if I talk about the functionality, it's higher than GPT-3 also, GPT Neo and GPT-J. And fourth is widespread support. So as it can be, the Hugging Face can be used by using TensorFlow, by PyTorch, and also we will be talking or discussing about how you can use it in Mindsdb. Anything you would like to add on, Pratik?
Exactly,
Yeah.
as these 5 points are one of the important things, right? Apart from that, I would say like it is an easier for integrating into your real world projects. Like in real world projects, if you are using normal traditional machine learning, like taking your data set, then creating a model out of it, right? First you have to clean it, and then you have to send into training and testing phase. Then your model will be prepared. Now that you have to extract that model through pickle file or any other method, or build a pipeline to wherever your front end is, or you want the results. So it is a tidy process, and the ML ops is actually very messed up. This is where Mindsdb comes in and solves the problem. What it does is it helps to integrate all the three parts of MLOps cycle, that is uh, data preparation or data pre-processing, then modeling part, which is important in training, and then the deployment, because without that no one can use your model really, right? So these
Yep.
can be done inside your database, not exactly inside your database, but by connecting your database to Mindsdb. Mindsdb acts as a tool which allows you to data clean, data pre-process, feature engineer, even analyze, create your model, train, and also deploy it, like through the pipelines and all stuff. So basically, what it does is it is allowing you to do anything using SQL commands. You can access your database, NoSQL or SQL database, and through SQL commands, you can do everything. For example, like DDL commands, DML commands, like data manipulation, creation. Right? You can create a table, you can create virtual table, you can select a where statement, you can order group by, you can join them. So there are a lot of things that you can do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see about Mindsdb in some time. Here you can see the star history. So what it depicts is actually we have plotted this graph as per the GitHub star. Okay, so you can see scikit-learn and then PyTorch and Keras and Hugging Face transformer, and you can see there is a rapid growth in the transformers. So you can understand by seeing the trend. The actual trend is people are moving towards the Hugging Face to just do a rapid development part. Next, we can see you would be thinking about what are the different problems that transformers can solve, and what are the different or various application. So here is just an example. It's not limited to NLP or not limited to the task which I have mentioned here, but it's just an example or a gist. So you can see here text classification. So in text classification, you can just use this pipeline as a sentiment and analysis, and it will give you whether the statement passed or the review which you will be passing through the model, whether what's the sentiment of that, whether it's positive or negative, and what's the actual score of that, to understand the sentiment in a more better way. Then you can see about the text generation, as I told about to generate text. Here we have like question answering or fill mask. Okay, to correct mask the token. Then summarization, to summarize the content in a short, like if I give 4 paragraph, then it should summarize it in a short 1 para. And then translation, that you can translate any language from any to any. Like you would have seen that the same thing is being used in Google Translate also. Okay, so we'll explore this. Okay, it's just an example of what are the things that you can do in this. Here is the interface. You can just right now you can go to Hugging Face this, and you can go to sign up page if you have not signed up yet. And after signing up, you will after going to this, you will get this page. You just need to put your email address and password. Yeah, then if you go to the model hub, you will be provided with a lot of list of models. Okay, you can see here computer vision, you can see here natural language processing. Just select what task you want to perform, and according to that the list of model you would get here. Okay, and the list of model, and all the models have some been made according to some to fulfill some of the purpose. So you can just review it or just understand which are the popular models. Like you can see here the like 137 likes and 600 6.3 million download or use case use like that. So now it's time to build using Hugging Face. Let's get into it. Wait, I will share the screen.
So now you saw what like theoretical stuff, and as I know, like theory कभी कभी boring
Yeah.
होता है. Like sometimes you don't tend to understand theoretically, but once you see how it works actually, then you seem to get an idea of okay, what was said in theoretical part, right? So yeah, Rishikesh, you can proceed with that.
I hope I hope the interface of Hugging Face is visible. Hello.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah, sure. Oh, great. So here, mm, okay. So here you can see the model hub here, the data set, here the spaces where community used to contribute towards any of or building something like that. Though, so that they can showcase their project or work here. Then docs and solution and pricing, because there are some of the prices for using more resources. So here we here at model hub, as I was discussing about this, you can see here it's not limited to NLP. You can go for computer vision, you can go for audio, you can also have audio sentiment. Okay, to understand about the majorly it's been used in call center to understand about the conversation which has been happening between the customer and the client. So what's the response? Okay, it's previously it was on a feedback basis. Now it was all up, all from analyzing the audio. Okay, you can see here audio classification, then tabular data, then multimodal and reinforcement. So there are a lot of stuff. We would be focusing on text classification only today. Okay, here you can see text classification as in first the one which is like most download, distill but base uncased. So there is a meaning between the naming format. Distill bird is a type of a model where it's been like from bird to distill bird, then base uncased and fine tuned as it has been more fine tuned, and the dataset name which is from which it's been trained is SST2 English. So here you can test out. Okay, if you just want to test out or you are just exploring any type of a model. So uh, today I went to one of the hotel in Mumbai, and I found it was exciting. Okay, let's compute. So here, after computing, I got to know it's positive. And if I just change it, okay, it was not that great, so it will compute negative. Okay, you got it clearly. Like it's totally about how the sentence meaning or the context changes, and according to that the sentiment of that changes. Okay, so it's all about that. I hope it would be good to explore more into this. I guess we also wanted to discuss about Mindsdb today. So we'll just see how you can use it by PyTorch. Okay, by just using PyTorch in Google Colab. So and okay, let's see. So I hope the Google Colab is
Yeah,
visible.
it is visible.
Yeah. So I have just made it like an Hugging Face 101. Okay. So first of all, the main task here would be to install MySQL. Okay. I think you install transformers. Okay. It will take a bit time, I guess. Then we need to import torch as we will be using PyTorch. And next we need to import transformers, import pipeline. So I hope it was been visible in this. I was in text classification, right? Yeah, you can see here, you can get to know about that whole, you can also get the example of single label classification. Okay, here single label classification, and you can just copy it and paste it, and also you can just work on it. Okay, and all the details about what how it's been trained and what was the procedure, what was the um, parameters which has been taken here, and also the spaces on which people have built using this. So what we can do, we can use here pipeline. Okay, our transformers got installed. Then we can just see here how you can do on a collab. Okay, whether if you are working on any project, so how you can do while writing a code. And here if I just write model one, let's say model one, and pipeline, and I would just write here sentiment analysis. Okay, now I just need to have this. I like the February month because it's short. Okay, let's say it's a, a very random statement. It's negative. Okay, or we can say right here, um, Cement Park, and it was really fun. So you can just see here positive and with this 99% of accuracy. Okay, so you can just perform any of an activity. If I use a different model in a pipeline, let's say if I just use summarization. Okay, let's take Sundar PC. Hmm, okay, we'll be taking paragraphs so that it okay, we'll get it from Wikipedia. Okay, so let's take this. It's still well. Okay, fine. Okay, so I have added this. You can see here it's a four paragraph, a lot of text here, and we want it to be summarized. Okay, I guess it would take time. So as you see here, it's single label. Okay, the sentiment analysis which we have used here, it's a single label. It's a positive. We can also use a multiple statements here by just passing a list and can iterate it. Okay, great. We got the result here. It's like Pichas Sundarjan is the chief, and we got it in like two lines. Okay, four para and in two lines. So it's all about the summarization part. You can see, and it was all a generic model. We can say that it's the summarization. We just wrote summarization. We just wrote here sentiment analysis. But what about if we want to use any more specified version, as we were saying that time, distilled bird base uncased SST to English. So at that type of model, then you need to um, write more things, like you need to have auto tokenizer and various other stuff. So if we just get into that, so for that we need to transformers import auto tokenizer.
Again, I would like to add, like just Rishikesh told, it would become traditional NLP, taking that corpus, then again going through pre-processing, then vectorizing, right? Tokenization. There are different methods to it, and also lemmatization. There are a lot of things in that, right? NLTK library. That's too much traditional. Even in Hugging Face, as I told, if you want to use uncased models, much right, word uncased, etc., you will have to write more lines of code, and it becomes difficult as lines of code increases.
Yeah. uh, you can see here auto tokenizer. Pratik, could you please elaborate more on tokenization and all in
Yeah,
NLP?
exactly. Like there are two things. One is a lemmatization, one is tokenization. People often get confused, right? What is lemmatization? What is tokenization? Like lemmatization is, for example, there is dancing. Okay, so it can make it dance. Okay, if there is dancer, it can make it dance. It makes sense, but many times it cuts the word such that, for example, layoff, laying, so it makes it lay. Okay, sometimes it makes cuts the word prefix such that the word becomes meaningless, while in tokenization the root word is retained. So every token will have a meaningful, like it will be a semantic word, it will have some meaning, while in lemmatization the prefix is cut off, but not always the word which is created will have a proper meaning to it.
Yeah. So now I will be displaying about how you can understand about the tokenizer, or how you can visualize it. So if I just write here about the tokenizer, so we will be using auto tokenizer. Okay, P should be in capital. Then from pre-trained, we are using, as you can see here, the model which the only thing I did is I have imported auto tokenizer and auto model for sequence classification, and also torch nn dot functional as f. We would be not needing this, I guess. And then here the model, okay, the model which I was showing to you here, the same model. Here I'm just putting this model 3. Okay, it's here model 3 in auto model for sequence classification, and here in tokenizer we are putting from pre-trained model 3. Now, okay, it will take a bit time, I guess. Now it's time. Okay, it's showing this from pre-trained. Okay. uh, it's been trained here. Now, if I just show you about the tokens, okay, the tokens which we were talking about. So it's just like a tokenize, then a tokenizer dot tokenize. Then uh, we can just write any session in this session, or we can say I am very happy to explore about Hugging Face, Face and Mindsdb. Okay. Then fair, here we just wrote about to, token. Okay, let's say token. Tokenizer dot tokenize. यहाँ पे हमने statement यहाँ पे provide कर दिया है. Now we need to have the IDs of that. Okay. So let's understand about what is ID. So here we just need to write about tokenizer dot con, convert tokens to IDs. Okay, tokens, correct. Then here we can just write input as tokenizer We can just put here is the same statement. It's no problem with that. I hope the screen size is visible. Okay,
Yes,
so
it's
here,
fine.
yeah. So you can see here, if I just print about token, now it would be very easy to understand. You can see here. So what we were talking about, what is token? So every element or every word actually, okay, is a token here. I, the apostrophe which we have used, the am very happy to explore about. All this thing here is token. So according to that, we got here. Now, what is token ID? If I print about the token ID, so it will show me the numerical uh, number for to represent uh, that word. Okay, it's been calculated mathematically, and it provides an ID specific to that. So you can see here, and yes, yeah. Now we have used the tokenizer on this. So now it's time to build a model to train. So first of all, let's say I take X as an for training it. Uh, I am exploring. Uh, wait a minute. I like to explore NLP, and let's say one negative statement. Okay. Uh, I don't like Mondays. Let's say. Okay. Uh, Now it's like we actually get to know that the first statement would be positive
You
and
should
second would be
also add one more thing. Don't
yeah, yeah,
deploy
yeah.
on Fridays.
Don't.
Don't deploy on Fridays.
Okay. Any specific reason for that?
Yeah, like developers know it's a pain deployment on Fridays.
Okay. So if I just what I am doing now is I am making a badge which is being put into the gradient of PyTorch to predict. Okay, so I am adding the padding here as true, and then the truncation. Let's say truncation also. Truncation as also true. Then maximum limit or like length, I can say it's 256, and written tensors CT. Uh, then we need to now get into the model. So we can just write with torch dot nograd. I hope it's been clear about why we use nograd for the gradient. Okay, and output as model. We have used model, right? Model name. Model. Then here batch. Then next we have is predict. Let's say pred f dot softmax. So here the f is the functional component in PyTorch to just train it, and then output here dot logics dim -1 for the dimension 1. Then we have is label. For label we need to have is torch dot urge max of pred comma dim 1, and then print label. So and at the last, label is equal to model dot config uh, config dot id2 label. Hmm, I hope it should not give any. Okay, so okay. So here, what we get to know about here is we got tensor 101. So you can understand like one here represent actually positive and zero as a negative. Okay, so as per that it's showing as 101. We can like write in a more better way by putting print there. So here we can see I like to explore NLP, that's why it's showing as a tensor 1, and I don't like Mondays, that's why it's zero, because it representing as a negative statement. uh, or we can just have it in a more better way. To for that purpose we need to write in a more elaborative way. So for that we need to add here whether I have used label id. Okay, so let's label id for label id in label dot to list. Okay, is that anything there? Answer has no attribute to list. So how it would come? Label dot to list. Dot config id to label id for label id in label to this. I don't know what's the issue here. Okay, let it be. We got the prediction. Oh, we got that. It's just like to show whether more into the score. But now we got to know that we can just see what we did is actually, let's see. Here it was just a part of a pipeline. Here it's how you can use any type of model from from here. So you need actually intermediate type of PyTorch to get into this. So you can see here from transformers, we have imported auto tokenizer and auto model for sequence classification to classify. What we are doing actually is using distill but base uncased fine-tuned model to just classify whether it's a positive or negative. That's why we are using this. And here we are also using auto tokenizer. And the torch nl dot function is just to use this as a softmax. Then here is the model, and then we have used the auto tokenizer here on model, then tokenized the statement here. Yeah, this is just for explaining purpose. Okay, here the main thing comes is input tokenizer, and then here it took three statements in X. I like to explore NLP. I don't like Mondays and don't deploy on Fridays. And next you can see here is we put it into the yeah as wait a second, model 3. Okay, so it was model only. Okay, fine. So that was all about the Hugging Face. Now we will be exploring we will surely explore more about Hugging Face in coming days. It was just a gist like what you can do,
Yeah.
and it was a bit of a speed run of Hugging Face 101. Like you can explore more into this, and we'll see in a more detailed or the more detailed manner in coming days.
Surely, yeah. Surely we will be conducting some Hugging Face series also. But as you saw the model, it was not quite as simple as it may sound. Yeah, Rishikesh did it because he has a good command over that PyTorch models, Hugging Face. He has worked with that. So let's see if you want a simpler approach to that. So let's deep dive into Mindsdb. How Mindsdb and Hugging Face integration helps you to work easier on same task. Okay. So first of all, I will be showing you a database because for MindsDB you need a database to connect. So today I will going to show you a new database, Supabase. You might not have heard about it, but Supabase is a great database. I will show you why. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Okay, one sec. So yeah, my screen should be visible. Is it visible, Rishikesh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is Supabase interface. So you have to log in with your GitHub email ID. So that is a simple process. After logging in, so it will show something like this. So this is your email. So in this, you can create a new project. New project is a database. So what is Supabase? First of all, Supabase is an open source alternative of Firebase, but there is a huge difference between both of them because Firebase is what a document model, right? Document object model. But in and it's a no SQL. But contrast to that, Superbase is a SQL database, relational modeling database, and it supports PostgreSQL. Uh, you might have heard about it, Postgres. Okay, so it works on Postgres policy, and it runs on the AWS EC2. You might have heard about that AWS EC2 instance. So how to create it? And it's also open source. That's again one thing, right? So you might have to create a new organization like this. So you might name it anything. For example, let me name it a movie review. Okay. So create. So this is your new project. So now you might have to name the project name. So again, movies. Let us name it movies. Okay. Now you have to create a password. So I will maybe create a demo password. Uh, yeah. So I think that is strong enough. I will copy it for future reference. So you can choose any region. For example, I will choose Mumbai region. Okay. Uh, Free pricing plan it is. And this runs on AWS EC2 instance. Okay. So let's create. Okay, so this is the whole Supabase interface. Here there are API keys, RESTful API key. There is JWT tokens. There are a lot of things. Okay, this is the home. Then there are tables. Then there is SQL editor. There are a lot of things. So let's go into table. Okay, because we need to create a table inside our database. So yeah, it might take some time. Okay. So actually, why we are using this is because Supabase gives us a lot of flexibility, and uh, it's quite what we say emerging database. You might have heard. If you are not heard about it, you will be hearing about it in the near future. And as you can see, they have written that we provide API endpoints too. So it's one of the other reasons we are using it. So yeah, till then, okay, let's wait. Yeah, it's created. So yeah, as you can see, authentication, storage, edge function, real time database. So there are a lot of things. Project API, you can explore it on your own. There is a documentation of Supabase, so it's really great. You can learn this all of the functions using JavaScript, TypeScript support. So first create our table. So just go create a new table. Let me name this movies DB. Okay, but let me name it something different. Okay, I am not getting unique names. Okay, movies DB. Okay, so table name is movies DB. Okay, so first of all, disable this because as it's a SQL database, there might be some restrictions. So you might not able to import or fetch your data inside the database. So that's why. And also uh, now you can import data. So you can import CSV or text data. Let us go directly into this. Okay, so this is not a CSV file, so you cannot import. Let me check. Okay, so let me check. This must be okay. We must have. Let me convert it. Okay, so yeah. So we need to convert this. So this might happen. You are having Excel, so as I told, it's a SQL database, so there are some restrictions. But yeah, so you can only do import CSV or text data. So cool. Yeah, so let's move. Okay, now you can go about importing it. Yeah. So as you can see, these are columns, review and sentiment. So let's go save. And also remember, as it is a SQL, it will ask for primary keys and all that foreign key stuff. So disable it because it might create problems for you. So okay, it will take some time again. This is like much easier than Firebase to use. Like as you can see, the interface and everything. So yeah, our table is ready. So now what to do is you have to go to Mindsdb Cloud. Okay. So this is Mindsdb Cloud Editor. Again, sign in process is really simple. Sign in with your mail, your name and email address, etc. Stuff. So this is the interface. So this is where you will be writing the SQL code to do manipulation, transformation, and prediction on your data. Okay, so we will need to add data. So MindsDB provides a lot of integration with databases and popular BI tools like Power BI, Tableau, etc. So there are a variety of databases. For example, as you can see, Airtable, Amazon, DynamoDB, etc. So let's search Supabase. As you can see, okay, so here Supabase is that. So you will get a template. So here what you need to do is you have to fill all these parameters to be able to connect your database with MindsDB Cloud. So how to do it? It's really simple. You can go to the settings of your Supabase. There you might go to database. Everything is given over here. Okay, all the stuff is given here. So copy one by one and paste it. Okay, so as you can see, host name. So let me copy the host name here. Okay, yeah, and port is common 5432 for Postgres. So now database name Postgres, of course. So yeah, then password I will hide it before showing the password for security reasons, of course. So user is also Postgres. Okay, so I hope my screen is visible. Yeah, Rishikesh?
Yeah, it's visible.
Yeah, so what I will do is I will hide the screen for some time. I will stop sharing my screen. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, sure.
So now I am entering the password. You cannot see that because of course security reason. So okay, so database. So I am naming it as movies. Okay. Yeah. So after everything, so basically I am getting okay. Now I'll share my screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, yes. So you can screen my screen now. So yeah, I'm not showing my password. So after running this whole query, I'm getting that query is successfully completed. That means my database uh, with the name movies is been created. So what happens? This movies database contains all my columns, tables, everything. So let us check. Okay, so I will. how to use select statement to check. So if you do not remember the syntax, let me memorize you again. So select is a syntax for selecting the data that is available for reading it. So select and column name, or you can put asterisk. What asterisk will do is it will import the whole table. So it will show
Hmm.
you the whole table, read the whole table. But let us only read the review column. A review column because we need that, right? And then from your table, from
Pratik,
from
could you
your
please yeah, zoom up a bit, zoom in.
okay, yeah, yeah, I got it. Is it okay now, Rishikesh? Is it now?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So basically, let me close this one sec. Yeah. So from your database, which is movies, right? Movies. Okay. And your table name. So for table name, I will have to check what was my table name here. One sec. Yeah, movies DB. My table name is movies DB. Okay, so this should show me all the reviews.
Could you please scroll up?
Oh, yo, yes. Okay, I exposed my password. No worries, I will close it anyway. I will delete it, uh, so
Yeah,
no one will be accessing it. So yeah, I cannot screen. Okay, this is the maximum score. So as you can see, this is a lot of review. I mean, it's too much review. So long reviews are there. So
yeah,
I cannot read the review and tell about the sentiment. Like it will take a lot of time. But my model will do it in few seconds. Okay. So there are a lot of reviews here. 500 rows, more than 500 rows. So this was my select statement. Now I need to create a model, right? So what I will do is let me create a model. So syntax for that is very simple. It create a model. So create model name, create model and name. Can you give me a name, Rishikesh, for this? What should I use? Move. Okay.
cinema.
Movie genre. Okay, cinema. Okay, that is good. Cinema. Okay. So if you don't know what cinema is, like in India, people call it movies as cinema. So yeah, and then I will have to go with predict. So what predict does is this is predicting the label. So label can be named as sentiment, or I can name it genre over here. Okay, using. So this is a genre to predict. Is going to predict a genre label that can be uh, comedy, animation, action, thriller, horror, etc. Using engine. So this is where we are connecting the Hugging Face integration. So we have to write the engine name, that is Hugging Face, no space in between it. Okay, and then we will have to give the model name. Like there are a lot of models available, as Rishikesh has already shown us. So
Yeah,
model name is another parameter. So let us go to the model. So this is the model we are going to use. It is available at Hugging Face. And remember one thing, like only PyTorch models are supported currently by Mindsdb. So if your model is being trained on TensorFlow, it might not work. And also currently only four types of NLP tasks are being supported. We are building more integration, more NLP tasks. So currently text classification, translation, summarization and zero shot classification are supported. So this is a text classification. So you need to copy this name, okay, and then just paste it here. So what it is going to do, it will connect the engine Hugging Face, search this model name, and then you have to obviously give an input to it. So input column, so we'll give a column as an input, and as you know, we will give the review column as an input, right? So a review column is being given as input, and you can additionally give labels also. For example, if there are positive, negative and neutral, you can change it to good, bad and okay, like different type of labels. You can experiment with that, but we will not give the label here because it already supports 6 or 7 type of labels, as I saw. like comedy, action, thriller, horror, etc. So let us take this model and run it. Yeah, so query successfully completed. That means our model is now in our models database. Like you can use this model anytime. You do not need to create another model. You do not need to retrain it. That's one advantage of Mindsdb. So you do not need to retrain it. Everything is available. So it will be in the models. So we need to select it from there. So how will we select? So select statement again. Select all from models where our model name is cinema, right? So cinema and a colon. So we should start train our model. So as you can see, the model training is complete. As you can see, the model training is already completed, and you can find your training
Yeah.
options. Okay, task, input column, which model is being used. So as you can see, engine is Hugging Face. So all the information is given here. Okay, and there is also a data insight thing. So here you can, if you click the data insight, you will get to see number of rows, column, and also if you click on full data analysis, you can see that also. We will not go into that now. So yeah, so now what I need to do is make prediction. So for that I need to select a comment. So first of all, let me copy a comment from this, right? Copy any one of the comment from this. It might take a while. Okay, so let me take a simple one. These are too big. Okay. Mhm. Okay, let me try this one. So yeah, so syntax will be select all from our model, that is cinema where okay, where statement and review, where review equal to this, and yeah, colon, semicolon. So what this will do is this will go to cinema, and there it is already trained, right? You saw the complete, right? Training is complete statement. So it will select that review. It will match where statement, this particular review, and its corresponding sentiment, or in our case, genre will be returned. So let us see that in action. Okay, yeah. So the genre is comedy, and you can see there are different scores for action, animation, comedy, drama, romance, thriller. So there are one, two, three, four, five, six type of genres. So
So
you can
here
see
you can
here.
see like it's
uh,
multi-class classification. So
yeah,
it provides
exactly
all
this
the
is.
label and according to that the score. So the highest score correspond to which type of genre it represents.
And you can also see this. This is a comedic movie. If you like original gut wrenching laughter, so this is gut wrenching laughter means too much comedy is in there, right?
Hmm.
Too much comical. If
Yeah.
you're young or old, you will love this movie. Even my mom liked it. So it's like a comic relief for everyone, right? It's a Sunday. Everyone must have a comic relief, especially.
Yeah.
So now this is for the one statement, right? But if I need corresponding sentiment, in our case, genre of all the movie reviews, then what I will need to do is join. As you know, what joins are in SQL, right? Left join, right join, and every other stuff. So it's quite simple. What we need to do is uh, two things we need to join, right? To select those two things, select input and sentiment. In our case, genre, we need to join those, right? So input comma dot, sorry, dot review, review, and now another one is model. So in model dot genre, these two things we need to combine from our movies DB, dot uh, review. Sorry, not review. It should be our table. It's movie, right? A table name. Movies. Okay. Movies. as input. Okay, as input. Then join our model name. It's cinema as model, right? As model. Okay, so this is quite simple. We are taking input.review, model.genre, two things. Okay, so review is the review, genre is the genre. For example, in above case, it was comedy, right? So from where movies DB, that is our database dot movies, that is table. From this table as an input, and then join it with cinema as a model, input and model. So let's see. It might take quite a while, maybe to run everything. Okay, there might be an error. Okay, okay. I think I made some mistake here. Yeah, I guess this must have been put. It's let me call it. Okay, I guess okay. Hmm, I guess there is some name error in this. Let me recheck it. Let me do something about it. Join cinema as model. Movies DB, right? Hmm. Okay, movies is our database. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, my bad. And our table name is movies DB. Okay, so confusion was there. So now it must run. Okay, I'm pretty bad at naming things, so it might happen sometime. Yes, it is running, and it might take a minute or two because it's 500 plus rows. So yeah, Rishikesh, you might have seen this, right? It might be relatively new to you, right? Like this SQL machine learning.
Yeah, the super base
Yeah.
part
So,
was not
what is
known
your
to me.
review on this stuff? Do you like this, or you have any
Yeah,
feedback
like
on this?
I have not explored the integration with the super base part. So we
Okay.
can see it's been like very
Yeah.
easy to implement. Uh, it's the SQL which you are using. It's a basic one, okay, the traditional one.
Yeah.
And if anyone want to get started with the one which I told, in that they have just
It
showed
will take
the
a lot.
how
Yeah.
you can find out the sentiment or genre from one sentence. Okay, there are like lot many code for
Yeah.
finding out the whole table value and all. It would take more time. Here we can see it saves a lot of time, and also integration with the database was
Yeah.
also easy, and it's not about being static data. It's like a database, so many data would just come into it. There will be consistent data or database. So like it could can be
Exactly.
applicable in various places, okay, where
And as
you
you
can
can
just
see,
find
yeah,
out a lot of, yeah,
yeah, the output
a
is
lot of
ready.
meaningful
Yeah.
data can be, yeah,
Yeah, exactly. And you can see it's mostly useful for companies which have a traditional SQL database. They do not need to shift to NoSQL or those
yeah,
fancy data sets. And because they have limited data, not much data, or the whole architecture is surrounding the SQL like theorems. Like for example, security is a concern for them, right? And authorization. So that is why they can use Mindsdb as a tool, and many companies are using Mindsdb uh, to go about their machine learning predictions and everything. So as you can see, 500 plus rows trained. The answer is here. So it's really, really, really impactful. So yeah, I will stop sharing my screen. I will be writing a blog on this soon. So yeah, you can check that out too. So Uh, okay, there are some comments. Let me turn on. Yeah, easier than Firebase. That's controversial. Okay, Jayesh, like, yeah, it's simpler than Firebase in some terms, and especially it's open source. So, yeah, right, he knows that. I love
yeah.
Firebase too. All have its unique applications. I guess you
Yep.
can resave it as yes, 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 yes. Actually, I should have done that thing. Yeah, exactly. My bad. So as you can see, it's quite simple, and there are also a lot
Yeah.
of tutorial blogs you will get on how to use Mindsdb. And this is one database. Even Jayesh, Firebase integration is also possible with Mindsdb. So yeah, there are a lot more data sources. Mindsdb will create handlers and stuff. As handlers are those stuff, API or keys, host name, database name to connect, right? As you we saw in Superbase. So yeah, hopefully it becomes more and more easier. And also
Yep.
Easter egg for today. Like Rishikesh is working on a project on Mindsdb application. So the project is like I would not brief about it. He would be going
Yeah.
about it. So the project is on a chat application to reduce hate speech. So how he will use Mindsdb to reduce hate speech on his chat forum or application. So yeah, Jay, yeah,
Yeah.
Rishikesh.
I was actually using Firebase only. Now it seems like I should use Superbase.
Okay.
It's too easy.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yep. So basically, it's just like a chat application which takes or stores data in a Firebase, and then it tries to take out the sentiment from it and the whether it's toxic or not. And according to that, it controls the platform so that it would be a toxic free platform like that. Yeah. We'll brief about it soon, and also there is a uh, like we would be also having an ML month soon. So there we will be talking about a lot of many stuff, whether from the unsupervised learning to supervised, and also about the state of art model, whether how you can build an application using OpenAI, and like lot many stuff like with reinforcement learning and lot. So March month would be an ML month, so it's just an announcement. And stay tuned, we'll let you
Yeah.
know.
We would be working together to figure out how we will be going about integrating Mindsdb model into your application.
Yeah.
And hopefully,
Yeah.
we in a community talk we also had a talk on this particular topic, and they are like eager to know also about your use case, and maybe sometime we can catch on some call with them. Mindsdb engineers, everyone, the community is very helpful, and they will be uh, pleased to reach out to you and maybe have a conversation and be clear, give you a clear idea how internally it's working and what will be the probably the best way to integrate it. So yeah, it's a long journey. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So yeah, and if anyone has any questions about Mindsdb,
Yes.
how to use it, so you can drop your queries in the comment section, please. And also let me drop the Slack link of Mindsdb. There are a lot of contests going on in, especially I was in the community call. They announced something for the February March month, and it's really exciting, guys. So yeah, I will not reveal the fund here. It will soon be launched, and at that time I would be sharing the links in our community as well. Let me share the Slack link of Mindsdb. Join our community. Cool. So yeah, and I will be creating more blogs on Mindsdb integrations. Maybe I will also try to create some integration myself, because it's challenging also, and also a lot learning. I was first afraid to try out like what's Mindsdb. It was too new, right? As Rishikesh remembers, in the month of August last year, we just were exploring it, and
Yeah.
we have came a long way. I would like to say, right, building application, building use cases on it, tutorials. Maybe now it's time to dive into code and help them build some integrations, whatever we can contribute, and it's also a learning phase for us too. So yeah, let me share the Slack link. Okay, here actually all the link are here. Slack, yeah, got it. So yeah, I have dropped the Slack link in the comments so you can see. Okay, so join the Slack and get excited for new contest from Mindsdb, and you can always ask your queries on the question section channel or introductions channel. You can introduce yourself, the community members, everyone, or even maintainers, project managers, like everyone, engineers. Everyone is very friendly and helpful. So yeah, thank you everyone for listening to us, and I hope
Yeah,
this helps. Maybe you will try out MindsDB, and if you have any queries, you can reach out to any of us. Okay, so yeah, let's end it on a good note. I know it's quite late. It's 10:15, I guess, and you need to go and binge watch or do anything of those stuff. You can go and do. So yeah, I hope it was a fun day. Yeah. So
thank you
bye.
everyone.